Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Connie and this channel is all about plants. I post a lot of plant shopping tours at local garden centers as well as big box stores and other plant related videos. So if you're interested in that type of content, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. So today's video is going to be a plant haul. These are all the plants that I got in the months of November and December, and it's a lot of plants, so let's get right into this video. So the first plant on my list is the curly spider plant Bonnie, and I got this plant from Lowe's. I did a plant shopping video and I'll link that above in case you're interested. I've never had this plant in my collection before and I really don't know why I haven't had one any sooner. This plant has proven to be such an easy to care for plant. I have it right next to a window and I only water it about once every 2 weeks. So I pretty much just set it and forget it. Another cool thing about this plant is that it produces these little pups that you can cut off and propagate and turn into several more plants. So if you're looking for an easy to care for plant that you can find at almost any big box store and it's also a really pretty plant, I would suggest looking for the curly spider plant Bonnie. So the next plant on the list is a neon pothos. I also got this from Lowe's during that same plant shopping video. And as you can see, this plant is absolutely beautiful. What's so unique about it is its bright neon colored leaves. This is also a pretty common plant that you can find at most big box stores. It's not as common as, say, the golden pothos that you can find everywhere, but in most cases you can find this at most big box stores, and they usually put these out at different times of the year, but recently I've been seeing them more often. And when I saw this one, I just had to pick it up because it was a nice full basket. And I also noticed that it had a little bit of green variegation on some of the leaves. So that was pretty cool. But I really like the neon pothos because it adds a little bit more color to my collection of plants. I do have a lot of just regular green plants and some plants with variegation, but I also like to have a little bit of color in my collection just for variety. The next plant on my list is an orchid cactus, and I have been wanting one of these for so long, and I finally found one at Lowe's during that same plant shopping trip that I found the last two plants on my list. And I was so shocked because they had so many of them and they were so full and lush. What I love about this plant is that it produces these really large, beautiful flowers. It's a night blooming orchid cactus, so the flowers only bloom for one night. So I'm really excited to get mine to finally bloom. I have it outside because I feel like I have a better chance of getting it to bloom outside there. So when it finally does bloom, you guys will be the first to know. Next plant on my list is a Hoya lacunosa, and I also found this one at Lowe's, and it was a really nice full basket for $19.98, and I thought that was a really good deal for a Hoya. I have had this one in my collection in the past, and what I liked so much about it is that it's a regular bloomer, and it blooms these clusters of white flowers that smell very similar to vanilla. I have this one located outside because I really don't have too much luck with getting my Hoyas to bloom inside, and I really want to see this one bloom like my other one did, so I do have it outside along with my other Hoyas. The next plant on my list is an Alocasia Jacqueline, and I also found this one at Lowe's during that same visit to Lowe's that I found the Hoya lacunosa. I was so shocked because I had never seen one of these in a big box store before. This is part of the Costa Farms Trending Tropicals line. And what I like so much about this plant is that it has these really quirky shaped leaves, and it also has a cool print on the leaves as well as on the petioles. The petioles have like a zebra print, just like the Alocasia zebrina. So I really like this plant for the way that it looks. It adds some variety to my collection. One thing about this plant is that it does love humidity and it likes the soil to be more on the moist side. So I'm keeping that soil moist, and I also have it right under a grow light, and so far far so good. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm really surprised that I've kept this plant alive for this long, and I'm just crossing my fingers, but so far so good. Next plant is a Dracaena white aspen, and this is such a beautiful variegated plant. I really don't have any Dracaenas in my collection other than a lucky bamboo, but I kind of stay away from them because in the past I've noticed that they get really brown edges. I think it's because they're very sensitive to the type of water that you use to water them. As far as I know, they like filtered water or distilled water, and I'm hoping that I can do better with this one because it's so pretty and it also adds a really nice touch to my collection. So yeah, guys, I am keeping my fingers crossed. It is getting a little bit of brown on the leaves right now, so I think I might need to be a little bit more careful about how I water it, but I do have it next to my Barina grow light, so it is getting a good amount of light. But for now, this is what it looks like, and I'll try my best to keep this one alive and thriving. Next up is the Philodendron Pink Princess Marble. I found this at Home Depot, and this one is a little different than the regular Pink Princess because the leaves have like a marbling effect to it. So I thought that was really cool. Another thing that I noticed is that the marble leaves are a little smaller than your regular Pink Princess variety. I'm not sure if that's because it's tissue culture, but I'm hoping that eventually the leaves will get larger. I have this one sitting under a grow light and it seems to really like that so far. These grow lights aren't very bright, so that does prevent the leaves from getting burnt. But I think this is so pretty, and I love that with the Pink Princess, you just never know what your new leaves are going to come out like. So far I've gotten a couple new leaves since I've had it in my possession, and one of the newer leaves looks like a half moon leaf, so half of it is pink and the other side has marbling. This is part of the Costa Farms Trending Tropicals line, and the next plant that I got is also a Pink Princess Philodendron, but it's your regular variety of Pink Princess, which to me is also really beautiful. It just doesn't have the marbling on the leaves. And if you guys recall, maybe about 4 years ago, the Philodendron Pink Princess was a highly sought after plant, and it was considered fairly rare at the time, and the prices were a lot higher than they are right now. Actually, in the beginning, I remember the prices weren't all that high on the Pink Princess, but as it became a little bit more popular, the price did spike on them. And then now here we are in 2024, and you can get them for $19.98 at a big box store. So. All right, guys, we only have a couple more plants in my November plant haul. The next one is an Aglaonema hang, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This is actually the third one that I have in my collection because every time I see one of these plants, I always want to buy it because the leaves are just so pretty. Some of them have like more of a rainbow effect to the leaves, like more of the rainbow colors in it, and then other ones are a little bit more on the green side, but nevertheless they all have a beautiful coloration to the leaves. And if you're familiar with me and my channel, you know that I am an avid Aglaonema collector, and so when I saw these at Home Depot, I definitely had to add it to my collection. So the next plant is also an Aglaonema, and this is one that I had featured in a previous short video, and I asked you guys if you can give me a positive ID on it, And what you guys came back with is Aglaonema shades. So this one is my second one in my collection. And the first one that I got it from a local garden center. But this one I purchased from Home Depot, and I got it because it was such a nice full plant, and it was in one of those pots for, I believe, $14.98, where they have like the assorted plants in. And so yeah guys, I had to get this one. This is the Aglaonema shades, and in my opinion, Aglaonemas are very easy care plants, and that's why I have so many of them in my collection, because when you have a collection as big as mine, you don't want to have too many finicky plants, because when you get busy, you don't want to have plants that you have to constantly be tending to. So Aglaonemas are one of the most collected plants that I have in my collection. So there you have it guys. That is the November plant haul. It's really late right now, so I think I'm gonna end this video right here for now, and then pick up on another day with my December plant haul. And hopefully I can get that one done a little bit earlier in the day, so I don't sound so tired and a little bit more energetic. So hopefully you're enjoying this haul so far, and we'll pick up on this another day. All right guys, I'm back with the November December plant haul, and now I'm moving into all the plants that I got in the month of December of 2023. The first plant is the Ficus umbellata, and I got this one from Home Depot in Key West, Florida. This one is part of the Proven Winners Leaf Joy line. It was $29.99. I kind of had my eye on this plant for a while now, but I wasn't really sure whether I should get it because it is a ficus, and if you're familiar with the Ficus lyrata or the fiddle leaf fig, you know that it can be a finicky plant, and I didn't want to bring another finicky plant into my collection. But what I really liked about this plant are the large heart-shaped leaves, and I just wanted to give it a try, so I ended up getting it. And to my surprise, this plant is doing fairly well in my care right now. So I have it right in front of a window, and so far it's actually put out 2 new leaves since I got it. And there is a difference to this Ficus umbellata and the Ficus lyrata or the fiddle leaf fig. The leaves are more on the soft side, like more pillowy. I don't know if that makes any sense, but so far so good. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. I am going to repot this plant soon because I don't like the soil that it comes in. I don't know why, but that soil that comes in those Proven Winner Leaf Joy plants is usually so compacted, and it just looks really dry. So I do want to get that repotted. All right, next up is the Alocasia Black Velvet, and I also got this one from Home Depot, but it was in those assorted plants that are like $14 or $15.98. And I had never seen one with leaves this large before, and that's what really attracted me. I have had Alocasia Black Velvets in the past, but never with leaves this large, and so I had to get this one. I love how dark the leaves are and velvety, and then on the back side of the leaves is that really pretty burgundy color. So like I said, I had these in the past, and for the most part, they aren't that hard to care for, or they're not hard for me to care for in my environment, but I do feel like they do a lot better outside. And so I actually put this one outside. That's where it's been living since I got it, and it's doing just fine out there. And yeah, guys, that's the Alocasia Black Velvet. All right, so the next plant is a Starfish Sansevieria, and I also got this one from Home Depot in Key West. You probably saw it featured in one of my short videos. It was one of the plants that's in one of those 5-inch pots for $5.98. And at first I didn't get it, but I thought about it when I got home, and I decided to go back and get it because I've been trying to think of plants to put on my top shelf of my plant wall because I don't have grow lights, and so they don't get as much light as the other plants. And so I already have a regular ZZ and a ZZ Zinzi, so I thought, why not a Sansevieria? And this one was perfect in this little 5-inch pot. And this one actually had 2 plants in the pot, so that was an excellent deal for $5.98. And as you can see right now, it's actually flowering, and I love the way that it looks up there. I'm so happy that I went back for it. All right, so the next plant is a Dieffenbachia, and I also got this one from Home Depot in Key West, but I don't have a positive ID on this one because I've never seen this before, and I tried to look it up, but I can't find an ID for it. I actually think it's a hybrid. It has these really big, bright, lemon lime colored leaves, but it also has white spots on it, just like the Dieffenbachia Panther does. So I was thinking it might be a hybrid of the Panther, but the Panther is actually a hybrid. So I don't really know how all that works, but I do think it might be a hybrid. If you've seen this at any of your big box stores or anywhere else, let me know in the comments if you have an ID on this. But I really like this one. I love how it has the bright colored leaves. It's different from any Dieffenbachia I've ever owned. And this one was $24.98. I have it inside right now. I usually keep my Dieffenbachias outside, but I think this one is so different. And when I find ones like this that are so unique, I like to keep them inside just so I can keep a close eye on them and make sure that everything is okay with them, because I don't always check on the plants outside on an everyday basis. But when I see plants like this that are more on the uncommon side and have unique features, I like to make sure I keep them close where I could see them every day. The next plant is a Philodendron Golden Crocodile, and I actually found this one at Walmart. It's in the Costa Farms Trending Tropicals line, and it was just under $20. And I specifically went there looking for this because I had seen other people finding them at big box stores, and I already have a Philodendron Jungle Boogie and a Ring of Fire, and so I figured if I could find one of these, I could just add it to the collection of these type of philodendrons. As you can see, it has these really bright lemon lime colored leaves, and lately I've noticed that I've been adding more and more lemon lime colored plants to my collection, which leads me to the next plant, which is the lemon lime philodendron. And this is a plant that I got from Lowe's, and this one in particular was a little bit more on the unique side because it had a little bit of green variegation on one or two of the leaves, but other than that, it was a really beautiful plant to begin with, even if it didn't have that on there. And I love this plant so much. All right, so keeping with the lemon lime plant trend, the next plant is the lemon meringue pothos. And this one is by Costa Farms Trending Tropicals. I got this one from Home Depot, and I've actually had this plant in the past, but it didn't make it, and I really don't know what happened to the other one, but I wanted to get another one because it's such a pretty plant. And this one's very similar to the global green pothos. The difference is that the lemon meringue has more of the lemon lime, brighter yellow colored leaves. So this one definitely needs more light to keep up with that bright variegation. All right, so we're almost to the end of this list, but my next plant is the Scindapsus trubii Moonlight. And I'm sure all of you have already heard of this plant. It's in the Costa Farms Trending Tropicals line. In fact, I made a video maybe 3 years ago when I found this plant for the first time at a Walmart. And at that time, everyone was looking for this plant. And you can see why. This plant is a really beautiful plant. It has this silvery bluish color to the leaves, and I think that's what really makes it so unique. And I've had this plant in my collection in the past, but lately I've been traveling a lot and some of my plants have died, and so I want to repurchase them because it wasn't because they weren't easy to care for, it's just that I wasn't here to tend to them like I normally would. So it'll be interesting to see how easy they are to get as opposed to maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and also to see the price differences. So yeah, this one is the Scindapsus Trubii Moonlight, and I got this one from Home Depot. Last but not least is an Aglaonema, and I believe it's called an Aglaonema Mystic Marble. I got this one from Home Depot, and this is another duplicate in my collection, but I just thought it was so beautiful. I could not pass it up, so I got another one. And I love Aglaonemas, and when I see a nice healthy one, I always gotta pick it up. So that's my weakness. This one is so gorgeous. It has these really pretty leaves, and then it has these white mottled petioles, and yeah, I mean, there's not much more to say about it. You can see it here in the video. It's just a gorgeous plant. And let me know in the comments if you like Aglaonemas also. I just remembered that I did get more plants in the end of November. It was a plants that I got from Bros with Hose, and I did the unboxing video. So I'll just link that video above if you're interested in seeing what plants I got from them. But those plants are doing well so far. Yeah, guys, that's it for my November-December plant haul. I know it might be kind of late in the year for some of you guys to be purchasing plants because it's probably colder than what it is down here in South Florida. But let me know in the comments if you've bought any new plants in the months of November and December and which ones stand out to you the most. Also, let me know if you have any of the plants that I purchased in my plant haul, and if there were any in my plant haul that you're in search of. I'm actually trying to get caught up on some of the videos that I had planned for you guys in December, and one of the videos that I wanted to get out was my 2024 plant wish list. So hopefully I can get to that soon, because I want to share with you what plants I'm going to be looking for this year, and also look back on the ones from 2023 that I either got or did not get. If you enjoyed this plant haul video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and share for more plant related videos. Until next time, thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.